And should we have taken that as an omen for what was to come? Probably. But did we? No, absolutely not. Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome aboard. So it's back to school time already. And does anyone else get like heart palpitations even though you're an adult and you haven't been to school in a long time? I still like as soon as the school supplies starts showing up. But I love office supplies. Like, I love pens and sticky notes and notepad planners. Oh, a planner. Since it's back to school time, I was thinking about my first semester in college and what that was like. And I was just going through my old pictures, and I found some stories that I thought that I would share with you today. I'm gonna start off with basically day one of college. I was rooming with a friend from high school. I know, but she was cool. We actually stayed friends, so it was fine. And since we were already very good friends, we had no issues as far as like figuring out whose stuff was gonna go where, what we were gonna do with the room, and that included what we brought into the room. On our very first night, we had like a hall meeting, you know, with the RA and everyone else on our hall. And they went over like the basic rules and the safety procedures and blah, 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 blah. All of the like first day of school stuff. One of the things that they said was you can't have any pets except a fish. And she and I looked at each other and we were like, so you're saying we can have a pet? And we literally went the next day and got a fish. And we didn't just get one fish, we didn't just go like the beta fish route, no. We got a tank and we got, I believe, 3 fish, and I have no idea what kind of fish those were. I'm sure at the time I did, but we got this one little orange guy and then we had 2 little yellow ones. I will put the pictures in here if I can find them. I don't think I ever got very, it's locked, friend. I don't think I ever got very good pictures of them because, you know, they're fish. So we named them after King Arthur's court. So one was Arthur, one was Lancelot, and then the little orange one was Merlin. And so that was their names. And we also had a ghost shrimp. I don't remember what the ghost shrimp's name was. He didn't last very long. We had a few issues with the fish. The first thing was within a couple of weeks, poor Lancelot just was, we watched it happen. If I hadn't watched it happen, I wouldn't have believed it. But we were standing there, we were talking about the fish, we had just fed them, like we were doing, you know, fish parent things. We're talking just to each other, looking at the fish, and Lancelot is swimming along, stops, flips over, and floats to the bottom of the tank. And we were like, did that just happen? Did he just die in front of us? Yes, he did. And should we have taken that as an omen for what was to come? Probably. But did we? No, absolutely not. So that happened. And so we're left with just Arthur and Merlin, and you know, they're doing their little fishy thing. At some point, the ghost shrimp goes to the big fish tank in the sky. Don't know what happened there. He just was there one day and then was gone. So I'm assuming some cannibalism happened. We were highly unqualified fish parents. We should not have done that. I should definitely stick with furry creatures. I'm much better at that. As Merlin and Arthur go along, we come home from class one day and we're like, what's going on there? What is happening in the tank? Like, what's all that stuff floating in there? Babies. They were baby fish. Lancelot was in fact Guinevere, and we had baby fish. We thought we had purchased all males. I don't know how you tell with a fish. Perhaps it's difficult. I've never tried to have fish again, so I don't really need to know, but if you are a fish person, like, is it difficult to tell? Or did they just lie to us? So we had tons of baby fish. And actually, I saw some of the birth happen one of the days that it happened, because it happened multiple times. I was on my call for the Disney College program. I was literally doing my phone interview, and I'm talking to them, and I'm standing there watching as Guinevere just has babies. And I was just trying to focus on, yes, I do enjoy talking to people. Yeah, I think that's probably one of my strengths. What is happening over here? Unfortunately, the baby fish did not live very long, because whatever type of little fish this was, and once again, if you're a fish person, let us know, they kept eating the babies. Watch that happen too. Otherwise, I would have been like, no, surely they're just hiding under the mothballs or something. No, the babies were being consumed. And I now no longer want to have fish, like, ever again. That's Cameron asked me the other day, would you ever want to have like a koi pond in our yard? Probably not. I am not a fish mom. That's just, I don't think that's going to be part of my ministry. No, I'm going to stick with cats and dogs, a sugar glider even, things with fur. So at the end of the semester when I had to move to Florida, so I couldn't take them with me. She took them, and she took them home with her, and I guess they probably came back spring semester. She probably brought them back to the dorm, I don't know, but they went to live with her, and I hope that they lived very happy for the rest of their days. This is not the only fish story that I have. This other one didn't happen to me. It was actually one of the girls that was down the hall from me. So she had a roommate who had a fish, and it was a betta fish. Had his little tank, she took care of him. Presumably she was a much better fish mom than I was. My friend is telling me about one night where this girl came home less than clear-headed, we'll say. She had a fun night. So she comes back, and my friend is not there at the time. She's out at some kind of club or event or something. She comes back later that night, and she walks into their bathroom, and she looks on the sink, and there's a fish sitting in a spoon, very not alive. She pokes her head out and goes, "Hey, sweetie, what's going on with your fish?" And she said, again, not soberly, "He needed his bowl cleaned." And she says, "Oh, okay. What about him? He needs water, so where'd you put him?" And she said, "Oh, he's okay. He's in his spoon." So then my friend sent the little betta fish to join Lancelot and my ghost shrimp in the big fish tank in the sky. And I guess they got a new fish. I don't remember. The only thing that I remember distinctly was, no, he's okay. He's in his spoon. The last story is back to me and my suite mates. So the way that my dorm was, it was set up suite style. So there was 2 bedrooms with 2 girls each, and then a shared bathroom for the 4 of us. And so, you know, we could kind of come and go unless we locked our side off, but we always kept it open because we were friends with them, so it was fine. Well, one weekend, my roommate and I both were gone, and so the girls that were our suite mates, we asked them if they could come and watch our fish, the whole fish family. And they were like, "Yeah, sure, no worries, just leave it unlocked." So we did. Well, when both of us came back the Sunday night before classes, we walked in, and this is what we saw. They had sticky noted her entire side of the room. Not mine, just hers. They had just sticky noted her side, and they didn't involve me in the prank that time. And that time. We thought that was funny. Harmless pranks, I'm always here for it. It was hilarious. So we just kind of like left a lot of the sticky notes up as decoration. We used them to take notes with so that we didn't waste a whole bunch of them. But the ones on the bed had to go. But for the most part, we reused the sticky notes, and I thought it was just a funny prank. Well, then the next time that the 2 of them were out, we wanted to prank them back. So the next weekend, I don't remember, a couple weeks later, both of them were gone for the weekend. And we wanted to prank them back, so I'm a little ashamed of how wasteful it was, but we used saran wrap. And we went in there and we saran wrapped just one. It was just one of them that we picked on this time. Saran wrapped her bed and everything in her side of the room. And so that was our retaliation. Fast forward a few more weeks, my roommate and I are again both not there. They come in and they swapped the entire room around. They moved everything from my desk to my roommate's desk. Our beds were swapped. Everything on our shelves was swapped. Down to, like, I had the window to begin with, and I had stuff sitting on the windowsill. That was now on the floor off to the side of the bed in the exact same positions. They really spent some time in there swapping the room around completely. Again, very funny. But we didn't retaliate this time. Then those girls came back another weekend because they didn't leave. They didn't go so that we could prank them, but we both left again. We got to stop leaving. But we came back and they had done something else, and this was my favorite. And again, they didn't do it to me, they just did it to my roommate. They wrapped every single thing on her side of the room, down to like bowls and spoons. They wrapped everything with wrapping paper. And so she had to figure out like which books were which she had to unwrap everything before she could get into anything. She had to unwrap her bed. Fairly certain they only didn't do my side because they ran out of wrapping paper after her side. Again, pretty wasteful, but we were in college. So I'm gonna give us a little bit of a pass. But when you're pranking, try not to be as wasteful as we were. Do you have a fun story from when you were 18, 19? You don't have to be in college, just anything that you did at that age of maturity. And also, if you have a fish story about being a terrible fish parent, that would probably make me feel better too. So let me know those down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.